Hey everybody, it's Adrian Crutchfield. Listen, I'm here to review this new toy that I've received from this company called Greaten. This is called the Greaten AP300 Pro, and it's an electronic wind instrument, much like the Iwi, but it's not an Iwi. It's not the Akai. It looks like the Akai, but I don't know, maybe a little cooler. Anyway, they sent me this instrument to try out, and I'm very thankful to them. This is great. I've used it on the road a couple times now, and I can say that I am very impressed. It has a lot of features that I like. I want to talk about it really quick with you guys. For some of my other friends out there who are wind players and want to play a little synth, listen, it's always cool to pick up a synthesizer if you know what you're doing with it. You can add so much to a show, even when there's no saxophone part. You can play auxiliary synths, but you can only do that when you really know what to play or what not to play. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Listen, let's talk about this AP300 Pro from Greaten. First of all, it's very similar to the Akai Iwi. As a matter of fact, I have one here. Let me grab it. So if you look at them side to side, they look pretty similar. Um, Obviously, the Greaten AP300 comes in a few really cool colors. I got the red. I really like it. Um, the Iwi 4000S is what I use, my instrument of choice for wind synth. This one pretty much comes like this. I usually tend to put a bunch of gaff tape on it to black it out so it looks a little cooler. But yeah, the first thing I noticed when taking the AP300 out of the box is it doesn't have as many octave rollers as the Iwi. So if you look at it, has significantly less, maybe two less octaves. So I wasn't too thrilled about that, but once I got to playing it, I realized I didn't really miss the other octaves. I noticed that it does also have the side panel buttons here, the operational buttons, but they're not the same as on the Iwi. They actually work as navigation buttons for your favorites. Yes, you can preset favorites on this thing, so let's look at that. It's also a little lighter than the Iwi 4000S. So yeah, as I said, you got these four buttons here that you can actually preset on the AP300 Pro. That's really cool. So for me, I have a few favorite sounds in here that are synth sounds. I'm always going to be looking for a good synth, a lead or something like that. A synth, a line or a square lead. That's always my base. So I always want to find one of those, and then I'm going to put it into my favorites with my settings the way I like it. But one of the reasons I like that square lead like that is because it's really good for vocoder or talkbox. And so on some gigs that I do, I have to do the talkbox, and I'm playing alto on the gig. And on some gigs, I'm playing tenor sax. Sometimes I'm playing alto sax. Sometimes I'm playing tenor sax. Now, instead of trying to think about transposing this thing all the time, I've just created my number 3 is my vocoder setting for alto fingerings. And my number 4 is my vocoder and talkbox setting for tenor fingerings. So that comes in handy. And I can navigate those settings instead of pushing these buttons. I can actually use these side keys here to move through those presets. That's a really cool thing. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about some other things on here. Another great thing is the display. Let's turn it on. First of all, it's USB powered. It has a rechargeable battery. I love that. And yeah, so here we are. It has a built-in speaker. So I can, let's see if I can play it for a minute. You can hear the built-in speaker. It's not going to be very impressive, but it's great for practice. Right? Not bad. I'm going to replug it. There we go. So yeah, it has a built-in speaker, and that's always good because now I can play it in my hotel room when I feel like it, or I can plug up headphones. It has a headphone jack right here, and the 1/4-inch jack is on the bottom. I like that. It's on the bottom, so there's no pull. It's just straight down. Like, it just makes sense to me. But yeah, so I am missing 2 octaves here, but I don't really feel like I miss them really. It does have the pitch bend ribbon, and one of my favorite things is the display. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has a display, and the navigation is way easier than with the Akai Iwi. It actually has a little dial, and you can turn this wheel and you get your different sounds. So that is also really cool. I have a bunch of settings buttons here, and they all say what they do. I love that. I mean, so far, as far as I'm concerned, managing this is way easier than managing the Akai Iwi. It's just navigation is so much more intuitive here. Another thing that I really loved about this thing is it has like a thumb rest that's I think it's removable, but I don't want to move it. I like it because now I don't have to use a neck strap all the time. I can actually just play the instrument. But it comes with a pretty cool little neck strap that is pretty sturdy and comfortable. So there we go. And yeah, so let's see what else. Oh yeah, the pitch bending. The pitch bending operation is actually here under the thumb, and it goes down or up. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm really impressed with that. It makes for let's play this thing a little bit so you guys can hear it. It has a bunch of sounds in it, a lot of saxophones and flutes and trumpets and things like that, but it also has some like really cool Asian cultural instruments that I'm not familiar with, and I don't even want to try to sound good on them. But I know I can play some of the synths for you now, and that'll sound okay. So let me show you what this thing does. So this sound that I typically go to is called the Synth TP. I guess that's Synth TP. Yeah, so that's the Synth TP. Let's go to some of the wind sounds. It has electric piano and bass and drums. That's funny. But let's start. Okay, so soprano sax is the first sound on here. That's sound number 1. I play the saxophone, so alto sax is number 3. There's 2 sopranos. Now, I did find something really interesting. This note here, this button here is supposed to be like a trill button, but on this particular AP300, for whatever reason, I think it's in my MIDI settings. I'm not sure. I've been playing around with the MIDI settings, but I somehow set it to where it's acting as a growl note. So watch this. That's pretty cool. There's a couple of altos. There's a couple of tenors. So those are fun. Let's move on. It's got clarinet. It's got oboe, English horn, bassoon, flute. Let's see what the flute sounds like. Not bad. I mean, again, the woodwind sounds aren't going to really impress me. I am a woodwind player, so None of these sounds are really going to stand out to me. Harmonica. Not bad. Jazz trumpet. Yeah. Pop trumpet. These sounds might be cool if I'm trying to create horn section stacks and recordings and I don't have access to a trumpet player or a trombone player. Then I might use these sounds. That's trombone. Yeah. I think the application of MIDI in this instrument is going to be really incredible. So let's move on. French horn, pan flute. What's that sound like? Let's see what the next one sounds like. That could be cool for some wedding gigs and things like that. All right, so yeah, now like I said, you have woodwinds, you have strings. Let's say violin. Cool. Violin, viola. Again, and also the intensity levels on this, the sensitivity of the mouthpiece is really cool. I can do forte and piano within one movement. Nice. Cello. Yeah. So again, I think the biggest thing for me with this is I'm able to practice. Another cool feature that I found in this is that I can hook up my headphones and I can Bluetooth my phone or my iPad into the instrument, which means I can play an MP3 if I'm trying to learn a song. I can play an MP3 from my phone and it'll play through this instrument, which means it'll come through my headphones at the same time as the sound in here. So when I'm in a hotel and it's late at night, or if I'm on an airplane traveling overseas overnight, I can still practice. I think this will be really important for people with families, because if you don't want to interrupt your family, or people are trying to sleep or trying to work or do schoolwork, you can pop your headphones on and you can go to work. You can practice and nobody has to know what you're doing. Nobody can hear it but you. I think that's really cool. So yeah, let's go to some of the synth sounds in here, and I'll show you why the synths are so important to me. So I'm going to pop on that preset 1 because I know I have Send TP there. And I'm going to move. Let's see. So synth wah. Cool. Synth wood. That's cool too. Synth square. So I'm not missing the extra 2 octaves. Actually, I can access them pretty much if I put my finger way down to the bottom range here. It notices it. Synth string. Cool. Syn BW. That's cool. I like that sound. I'm having fun with the pitch bend there. And this one's just called Synth. That's cool. Like a synth brass almost. All right, here's electric flute. I like that. Electric solo 1. That's cool sound. Electric solo 2. Sounds a lot like a saxophone to me. Synth solo 1. It's almost like a sine lead, I guess. I think that is what it is. Sine solo. It says SYN. Sine solo or Syn solo 2. Cool. Syn solo 3. That really sounds like a saxophone. Syn solo 4. That's cool. Syn solo 5. Cool. Syn solo 6. Syn solo 7. Cool. So those are the synth sounds. And of course it's got some basic, it's got piano, electric piano, nylon guitar. I'm never gonna use these sounds, but the synths, I'm definitely steel guitar. You get the idea. Oh, and my favorite, drum set. That's wild. So yeah, now let me talk about why I love the synth sound. So I can go to my preset here, which I will do, and I'm going to use my vocoder pedal, which is something I do a lot in my career, is vocoder and talkbox. So I'll show you why this is a valuable instrument. My EWE 4000 has always been my favorite thing to use for vocoder. It's just got a unique sound. It's very smooth and easy. And yeah, but you'll see why this will be a great replacement for the EWE 4000, which is kind of outdated and discontinued, and they don't really make parts for anymore. So I had to find another option, and I think this is it. So check it out. So I'm going to turn on my vocoder pedal now, and you won't hear my voice, but you'll hear me using this mic for vocoder.
upon your love in the city of Compton. Keep it rockin', keep it rockin', yeah. Shake, shake it, baby. Shake, shake it, mama. Shake, shake it, baby. Shake it for me. Ooh, ah.
So yeah, I think this is going to be a great replacement tool for my as instead of my EWI 4000. Yeah, like I said, my EWI 4000s, I've had at least 3 or 4 of them, and I often have to replace parts because I'm on the road a lot and they get wear and tear. But they're starting to discontinue a lot of the parts, which means I can't fix my EWIs anymore. And so that's how I found the Greaten AP300 Pro. AP300 Pro. And I mean, it's not perfect. Let's be honest. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And I can tell you some of the things that I don't like about it, so that, you know, if you're wondering, if you're thinking about buying one, first of all, let me tell you, I think that it's a great purchase. I think that for musicians, for wind players, saxophonists, and synth players, this is a great instrument. First, hands down, this is a great instrument, especially for practice, just because of the whole thing of being able to put on headphones and Bluetooth your phone into it and practice along. I think that's incredible. But I also think for the purpose of it being handy, the technology is a little bit more up to date. It's rechargeable by USB-C. It's lightweight. It has a 1/4-inch input. It has an 1/8-inch input. 1/8-inch output, 1/4-inch output. It has built-in speaker. So no matter what, if you live in a small apartment with thin walls and you don't want to bother your neighbors, you've got this. And, you know, again, it looks cool. It's sleek. It's slender. It's easy to travel with. Also, they send it in a case. It's a nice little case. So you can travel with it. But again, there are some things that I don't like, and I'll talk about them. First and foremost, I think it can have some better sounds in it. I think everybody can agree on that. With most wind synthesizers, that's where they miss at. They don't really give us enough. They give us a few. Even the EWI 4000 didn't have a lot of great sounds. It had a handful of great sounds, and the rest were like, yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, this one I think has a lot of potential, especially if they add more sounds to it. I think that when I play it, or when I do the vocoder especially, there's no sense of legato. So it's more sample based, it feels like. And the sounds, whenever I play a new note, the sound reattacks. And so it's always tongue. It's da 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 instead of la 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 la. You know, it's not as smooth. And I would like to see that. I have that with the 4000. So that's one of the things I miss in the 4000. I miss that's in the 4000 that's not here yet. But it doesn't stop me from thinking this instrument is valuable. Another thing that I don't like is that the sounds, I think the technology in here, sometimes I may play a little faster than the technology, if that makes sense. And so the fingerings are weird, and it'll kind of get locked up on my fingering. So it'll miss a note or two here and there, but it's not as noticeable as you would think. Again, those are really my only concerns. Oh, I do miss the octave. So on the EWI 4000, this note here is, one of these notes is an octave and one of them is a sustain. I would like the option, instead of using these as navigation, I would love the option of being able to use these as octave and sustain, like on my EWI 4000. I mean, call me old-fashioned. I like my EWI 4000. I just wish they would put more into the production so that we can continue to use them. But no, I think this thing has the potential to knock that out of the park and be one of the contenders as one of the great wind synthesizers. But yeah, great job, Greaten. with the AP300 Pro. This thing is amazing, and it has become one of my favorite tools in my toolbox. I am now traveling with it. I feel uncomfortable without it. If I leave home without it, I feel uncomfortable. And then just look at it. I mean, it looks really cool. So go get one. And the battery life seems to be great. I'll say that. The battery life seems to be amazing. Yeah. That's all I got to say. This is Adrian Crutchfield signing off. Make sure you go and get an AP300 Pro from Greaten. This thing is a great tool. All my sax player friends, you need this. All right, and I think it comes in blue, yellow, gold. I think it's gold, green, black, and red, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I got the red, so hey, I'll see you guys next time.